Hey, what's your thought on the pajama pant out in public? Let's say, let's just go to its uses, Mitch. You're out.
Yeah.
You're at a grocery store. You just need 2 minutes of work at the grocery store. Do you endorse the pajama pant?
This has been a question I've asked for years.
Take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again.
Yeah, it's a sports show. Got me in my hormones. All gas, no brakes. Score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not about a
Tempting. If you're comfortable, why change? No, just be a human. Put on some pants or short and jorts as well.
I was just going to say that.
Of course you were.
Let me tell you what else you got to put on. You got to put on your dials to the sports show. That's right. It's the sports show. Not just a sports show, the sports show. The sports show podcast. We are on Podbean. We are on Spotify. Please put the little bell dinger on. That way you get notified when we load these things up.
Exactly.
Here's the other thing that we got going on. We're on YouTube. Thank you to the new subscriber last week.
Hey.
We appreciate you.
Hey.
Now, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Even if you're a YouTube person or not, just do us the favor. Just hit it. That way, we got to get this metrics thing going on.
Yeah.
Instagram is the other one. As you know, our account got hacked. We're trying to build that up. In a couple weeks, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it from now.
Something's coming up.
Big.
Huge.
Announcement.
This isn't Tony Khan announcement. This is
Big.
Sports show announcement.
Announcement.
If you know, you know.
Ifiek. What he said.
That's right.
Because if you don't know, now you know, sports fan.
That's right. Got to incorporate it.
We got to do a little bit more.
That's it.
It's mountain banging, banging.
So you
it's
had
sports show. Sports show.
I will say the one
show.
thing I do miss being here in this studio rather than Alchemy is you and Jeff's collaboration on stuff. I know we've talked about it in the past, but you guys sometimes had those little collabs. They were great.
I truly miss the Jeff.
Yeah.
For a lot of things, actually.
Yeah, true.
Look, it was just time. The opportunity to record it at the university is something else.
We
right?
have a Jeff. His name's Cam. He's just different. That's it.
Cam is the new Jeff.
Cam is Jeff.
But the thing with Jeff, though, you're right. Like, we'd be in the middle of it. But he loved the show.
Loved it.
That's like the thing is, if Cam had an in right now,
right?
Cam would be on the show.
100%. Cam has actually come on the Greek show. Just knocked on the door and said, I have something to say about what you guys are talking
That's
about.
what I'm saying. Now, so that's why I said, I'm not at a total loss.
No.
But you're right, we're Jeff, because he was a full, I think Cam's a musician too. Oh my goodness, buddy.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I know.
We haven't incorporated the Cam on the sports show.
Well, we kind of tried, but it just didn't work out the way we wanted.
But you're right, he played the guitar, but he was Howard Stern-like. He'd chime in.
Right.
He would just take it over and be like, hold on, guys.
Yeah.
And you're right, that collaboration was... And buddy, the best time. The best time at Alchemy Studios,
right,
bar none,
was
when we were doing the rosé reviews.
They were good. I will say that.
And then I miss going to Joey's after.
I know.
We have no after session anymore. We do 3, Mitch, something's got to change here.
I'll tell you, day drinking. It's the only thing missing.
It's so awesome.
And it is Saturday. It's not like we're, got to run to work right after. Well, actually, I do sometimes. But anyways, I digress.
That's got to change.
Let's talk about it right now. You know me. I was perusing the nets. And I came across a little something. I thought it was kind of funny. Look, 2026, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a big year. Why? The Olympics and the World Cup all at the same time, same year. It's going to be a fun year for sports. They announced it this year in 2026 in the World Cup. It's going to be in North America. There's going to be games in Mexico. There's going to be games in the United States, and there's going to be games in Canada. But the finals will take place at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. So if you're a team from Italy, let's say, good powerhouse team, and you're playing the French in the final, can you imagine all the Italians and the French coming over? They're going, we're going to follow our team to the end. And they show up in New Jersey? This is how we're going to represent the North American style of football? You're giving them Jersey? Jersey!
You know what? It's a smart play. I agree with it, actually. I agree with it.
You like the Jersey.
New York is too busy. L.A., actually, I would have loved to see.
I think L.A. or Miami could have been a play.
Yeah, those. But you know what? That MetLife Stadium, though, is
It's nice.
It's a very but here's the thing. Of course, Jersey's less busy. They're thinking logistics, Mitch. They're thinking logistics. I get it as well. But you know the other thing. You nailed it. You got the Italians over here.
Right.
Right? They're like, hey, come on, what? You think you're gonna come and do a World Cup in the United States? We're not gonna get a little piece of the action.
That's right.
It's at MetLife, or you have no life.
That's right.
Maga!
I just imagine. I mean, it's funny you bring up the pajama pant because these guys from Italy and these guys from France and other countries are gonna show up who are beautifully dressed, manicured, look great, and then they're gonna see. The pajama pant.
Excuse me, brother. I need to take the Uber past the turnpike. I am going to watch the World Cup. Dude, if Italy, first of all, Italy, hot take, try making the World Cup before you get angry about the World Cup. Ah!
I love it. I love it. Excuse me, that smell in the air is hamburger? No, it's our garbage. That's what it is.
It's garbage.
And that's Bon Jovi over there. I digress. We're off to the NHL. So the All-Star Weekend was last week. I got to be honest with you. We talked a little bit about it. Yeah, buddy. Are you reading my notes again? That's exactly.
Oh, sorry. I woke up and had a bad dream that we talked the NHL All-Star Game. Mitch, anyways, go back. We were at Jersey Shore. What happened?
Exactly. Well, there's another bunch of guys that'll, maybe make the World Cup a little more fun. No, but talking about the All-Star Game, I was thinking about it, Dimitri. I didn't like anything. At first, I thought, okay, it's in Toronto. It's going to be one of the meccas of hockey. It's going to be great. The fans are going to be into it. You got all these celebrities. You got all the superstars. You get all this stuff. And it was like hype, fall hard. It was horrible. I didn't like any of it. But this is where I'm going to go with it, why I wanted to start with it. I do feel bad for the superstars. Think about this. It's a mid-season situation. It's always been that way. You got your McDavids, your McKinnons, the guys that are looking to win the Stanley Cup. The guys that aren't as good are off to Mexico or hanging out with their family, rehabbing, getting better. But the superstars are off trying to entertain us like circus animals. You know what I mean? I just think that NHL's got to do something because I literally look at this All-Star game and I'm like, the best players in the league didn't get any rest. But the crappy ones did. Not crappy, but you know what I mean. The lessers.
No. Hold on. I get exactly what you're saying. Listen, I'll tell you why the All-Star game is the dud is because this is where it's one of those things where you got to the old school just beats out the new school all the time. The reason that people get excited for an All-Star game is because they want to see really two things. Mm-hmm. They want to see a skills competition by the most talented players, and they want to see all their favorite players play the game that they're watching. When you don't do that and you don't do it well, it all falls apart. The skills competition that was never a joke is now a complete joke.
Yeah.
I mean, can we just leave it to the fact of I just want to see the accuracy.
Yeah.
I want to see the speed. I want to see the breakaway challenge. I think that's neat.
Sure.
Okay,
sure.
That's neat. Okay, I want to see the hardest shot.
Okay.
And okay, if you want to put the relay in there just to kind of mix it up and do a team event, good. We don't need anything else. Okay, it's like in the NBA. All we need, you guys, we want the 3-point competition. Yeah. We want the dunk competition. We want the relay race. Again, it's kind of cool.
No, I don't like it.
You know why I don't mind those relay races?
I don't like
because you're kind of that's the fun part of okay, put teams of 3 together and whatever.
I don't like it.
There you go. But I knew it was coming. But they take away even from that now. The spectacle of picking. Man, the best time that they ever did a draft was when Phil Kessel won the Honda Civic because he got picked last. And it was the players, and it was right there. Now it's out of hand. The game itself is boring.
Yeah.
Just, guys, go 4-on-4. Do 2 conferences, 4-on-4. Call it a day. All we care about is, did Crosby play with Ovechkin? That was neat to watch. Did McDavid play with McKinnon? That was neat to watch. It's too much.
Yeah, man.
Man, it's like going, no offense, but it's like sometimes it's like trying to order off a Chinese menu. Like that, by the time you get to the number 176 on the item, you've already filled up your order. We don't need that much.
Oh, there's a 170. There's another page? Let me take a look. Yeah, dude, I'm with you. I looked at it and I actually kind of felt sorry. And the reality is, look, there was a nice little lull there. I mean, you give McDavid a good massage for 9 straight days, a McKinnon, a Makar, you name them, a Kucherov, all these guys.
Yeah.
Kucherov is maybe the best example of a guy that did not want to be there. You could see it on his face, his body language in the All-Star competition. The guy didn't care. He just wanted to relax. He needed to relax. When you lead the league in scoring all the time, you're tired.
Guys, for me, it's very simple. The All-Star game should be played for which conference gets home ice advantage. End of
now
story.
we got something. There you go.
End of story.
There you
Like,
go.
it should be in all sports.
Sure.
The basketball one, I like how they tweaked it every quarter.
Sure.
You know, a charity. Like, that's pretty cool. That's as fun. So, and because they play, right?
Yeah.
But the game of basketball can still be played at an excitement level without crazy physicality.
Right.
Football, hockey cannot.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
So, make it count then. Home ice advantage.
Listen, I think try it 1 year. What's the harm in it? Give it a try. See how it goes. Figure something out. Pardon me. But I like where you're going with it. Listen, from there, let's move on to what's happening. In the next few weeks, in about 2 weeks from now, it's the trade deadline. And I don't always want to bring it up, but I can't help it because the Calgary Flames are literally in the middle of all of this. They're the ones that everyone wants to take to the dance. The newest, most brightest star out there for the All-Star, for the trade deadline is our goalie now, Jacob Markstrom. Everybody is picking him as the number 1 free agent. Now, here's the funny thing about it. Flames currently, right now, are only 3 points out of the last wild card, and they're on a heater. They're on a 3-game heater. What do you do with Markstrom? Now, follow me on this, Dimitri. He's still got 2 more years. That's why he's so attractive. He's got 2 more years at $6 million. He's not hurting your AVV. He's on fire playing right now. You kind of know he wants to go. But if the Flames keep him and they make it to the playoffs, he wins. Like next year during the beginning of the season or in the offseason, he's a hot commodity. Next year, maybe at the trade deadline again, maybe he's a hot commodity. Or the Flames just keep him. What do you do in this scenario?
Yeah, you deal him.
You deal him.
You deal him. Look, you got Vladar behind you.
Right. Well, he's on the IR right now. Just
Okay,
a little
but yeah, you got Vladar. So you got a guy who's stepped in and can play.
Agreed.
Eye test works out. It's great.
Does, yep.
But you also got the prospect behind him. There's nothing more that you can ask for from a succession plan.
Agreed.
And you can't the thing is you do it now because you will get a higher price for a 2-year goalie than you would anyone else. And this is where I'm just trying to think what's a team that would take him.
The LA Kings are one team because even though Cam Talbot went to the All-Star game, he's on a 1 year. So you don't know where he's going to go next year. He's one guy. Jersey, who we just beat, is another big guy.
That was the next team I was going to say. And then you got the Toronto if it can work out.
That's another one.
These are teams that are like, whoa, because you do that.
Mm-hmm.
They're already in the mix, but I mean that's a big game changer.
I agree. Game changer. Game changer. Yeah, exactly. I say trade him as well. I do agree because, to your point, you got the Vladar and you got the Wolf kind of ready to go. And if Vladar is hurt right now, grab Wolf. Put him in. Nothing wrong with experience. Nothing wrong with experience.
The Flames have the opportunity to fire sale the team, pun intended, and give these prospects a chance, and the fans will forgive them for it.
Exactly.
That's a really big thing right now.
And
the fans are ready just to cut ties, just clean it up. Okay, we had our day in the sun. Let's get going.
And as of right now, Mr. Conroy, not bad. Kuzmenko, 2 goals in 2 games. Not bad. Guess what? Elias also scored in Vancouver. Not bad. I'm just saying, the trade's working out. I mean, and you know what? What have I said? Markstrom is that kind of guy. He's going to bring you 5-for-1 special. It's a 5-for-1 special again.
It's pretty hot.
It's a hot commodity.
That's pretty hot. Do you
know
what the street value of that is?
It's big.
It's big.
It's big. Toronto is the other team that right now, once again, they are telling everyone now. Forget about, I know everyone, they want Tanev, but the reality is they just need a defenseman, and they're already, the report is out. They are willing to give a first-round draft pick for a defenseman. My comment to this is it that necessary to go and get a defenseman? Now, follow me on this. Yes, you need one, but you're going to give up your first-round draft pick. You guys are already top-heavy. We all know this. One defenseman is not going to fix this. So why are you going to give away the farm? I don't understand.
I think, the thing is to the mark, I was going to make with the Markstrom point with Toronto, Thank you, Mitch, for going down this
Thank you.
line.
This is what I do.
This is what he does with
This
the
is the
agenda.
agenda,
This
yeah.
is the agenda.
This
This
is-
is it. A goalie could fix the defensive problem that Toronto has. Right? It could. It could. I'd rather them give the first round to get a couple years of a good goalie because they're like right there. And then in a couple years.
I do think you're right. I think a goalie is much more. See, the problem with the goalie is that it's the running back position. People think that they can find one tomorrow or the next day. Obviously, you can't. It's not as easy as it looks. And if I'm Toronto, I do probably put my money behind a goalie rather than a defenseman. But I think the word on the street is out. No one's giving up their goalies right now.
But who do you get? This is the other problem. And the other thing that I'll say this is, it is a two-way street because a really good defensive core will make any goalie look good. For example, look at Chris Osgood in Detroit.
Sure.
Pretty good goalie.
Not bad.
Not bad. But
Stanley Cup.
But that defense was, I mean, when you're only facing 19, 20 shots a game and really only 3 or 4 of those shots are high caliber, you know, you can do it. This is a point where I've argued you don't overpay for a goalie because a guy like Antti Niemi is a Stanley Cup winner. Crawford's a Stanley Cup winner.
Right.
Osgood, so on and so forth. So I can get behind that. But I'm sorry, but Toronto, one guy is not fixing that defense.
Right. No, I agree with you. Listen, I couldn't agree more. That's why I'm like, why are you guys telling everyone you're going to give out a first-round draft pick for one defenseman?
Unless they're playing possum.
Now, you get a Makar, I get it, but you ain't getting no Makar. So that's why I say, like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? I just love the fact that right now Conroy and probably True Living are talking like probably daily.
Yeah.
And he's just gearing them. He's like, well, I don't know. And it's funny how the power has shifted so much.
It's a shift of power, isn't it?
It really is,
really
isn't it?
is.
This is what it is.
It really, really
I like
is.
it. You keep them going, Connie. You keep them going. All right.
Well, gee shucks, guys. Who knew?
He's a cutthroat
savage.
GM. He's a savage,
savage.
that guy. Savage. He'll eat your ear. Here's what he'll do. It's, last week I got a lot of texts. It's back. It's the NHL Rapid Fire.
Oh, did you? Yeah?
Yeah.
Feedback?
Feedback.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Oilers lost the first game from All-Star Weekend and also ended a 16-game winning streak. Big deal. Not a big deal.
Pittsburgh still number 1.
Vancouver got Elias Lindholm right before the All-Star break. Will they make another move, or is this it?
I think this might be it.
These teams are bottom dwellers, but which team would you rather play for? San Jose, Columbus, or Minnesota? Rank them 1 to 3.
San Jose for the weather, Minnesota for the airline
Sure.
connection flights.
Connection flights, yeah, it's a good place.
And Columbus.
Boom.
Come on, guys.
Last
Come on.
one. Is Sidney Crosby a legitimate candidate for MVP?
Candidate, yes. Winner, no.
There it is. That's NHL Rapid Fire. All right, and it's the other. Everyone loves the sports ranking. Let's get to it.
Let's
It's
get
right
to
after
it.
the weekend. A couple of games have been played. Let's get to it. At number 5, they're back on top in the Central. It's not Winnipeg. It's not Colorado. It's Dallas. Dallas? Yeah, they're back. And number 1 in the Central.
They're not quite the lone star up at the top, are they?
Or are they?
Oh.
At number 4, it's a team right underneath. It's Colorado. I'm just saying. It would be nice if Makar and McKinnon went out for a steak dinner. I think they gotta get to know each other.
Build some rapport.
I looked at what we said last week I listened to our pod last week, and then I went back and found the YouTube clip. We're right. They've never met. There's no way that they know each other. I'm telling you this.
Sorry, kale on my salad? No, the defenseman. What? What?
Who?
The guy on the back.
That guy, number 8.
Son of a bitch, really?
You know, I heard
He's on
rumors.
our team. Oh, he's good.
At number 3, yeah, I'm going to say it. It's the Calgary Flames.
Whoa!
3-game heater and making some good trades. Way to
Okay.
go, boys. I told
Okay.
you, it's what have you done for me lately?
It's a curve.
It's a curve. At number 2, it's the Boston Bruins. Why?
Fair.
Because they're the best team in the league, but not really. The number 1 team and the number 1 power rank. I think they're on a 3-game heater of themselves. It's the Vancouver Canucks. The trade worked out well.
buddy.
This team's still on fire. You know, I was thinking about them the other day, Dimitri. Rick Tocchet. That defense, the forwards, Demko and net, they actually are a legit good hockey team that Canada should be supporting as we quest for a cup back in Canada, man.
You know, it goes to show. Funny that you were thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because that you bring up Tocchet, because I was thinking to Tocchet too. And I'm like, is he just like a toned down Tortorella? Like, is there something to be said about the style that a coach can bring to the team where it's
100%,
like, hey,
100%.
you know, hey.
You know what I like about Tocchet, and I'm dead serious. This is going to sound like a little bit of a joke, but I like
his
him.
pick on the over?
It's, buddy, kind of to that point. He took some heat for his boy Gretzky. There's something to be said about a guy like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, that guy could have gotten in a lot of trouble, you guys, and he didn't. He was part of it. He's not part of it. He's the one that took the heat.
Don't blame
And look
him.
at him now. The dressing room believes in him because of things like this. He was a good hockey player in his day as well. I don't know. There's something about Rick Tocchet I like, man.
I wonder if Rick has punched his Tocchet to the playoffs.
How long have you been waiting to do that?
4 seconds.
That's what I thought.
If you go back in the video,
Yeah.
for all you YouTube watchers out there, you'll see it. I was like,
You twitched.
I twitched.
You twitched.
You know, I fainted.
You showed me your hand.
A feint. No, it was a feint. I was like, hey,
Hey, whoa.
Tocchet to the playoffs.
I love it. Tomorrow, let's get down to business.
Let's
Tomorrow,
get down to business.
in about 24 hours from now, Super Bowl 58 is gonna happen.
Live.
In Las Vegas, we are going. It's the two best teams probably from the beginning of the season. They are going to meet each other. It's the Kansas City Chiefs, defending, reigning, all that stuff, versus the San Francisco 49ers. This is a team of destiny. This is the team that everybody, from San Francisco, really, 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 really needs to win, okay? I don't know what'll happen if San Francisco ends up losing. We're going to talk about it right now. Dimitri, we head into tomorrow. Everybody and their dog tomorrow is going to have the pregame, this, that. Me and Dimitri are just going to give you the 5-minute run. You don't need to listen to and watch those 5-hour shows. Listen to the podcast. You're going to find out who's going to win. You're going to get all the analysis you need. Then you can make a nice little dinner, make a nice little nacho, and be ready for the game when it starts around 4-ish and Mountain Standard Time. Here we go. Dimitri, what are your thoughts? Give me kind of an all-round analysis on. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs real quick.
Oh, yes. Okay, we'll start with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how it starts over there. It's always this side, then that side, blah, blah, blah. Okay, listen. The Kansas City Chiefs are the reigning champions. The Kansas City Chiefs have the best quarterback in the league. The Kansas City Chiefs, I think, have the best defense in the league. The Kansas City Chiefs also are on the precipice of a little bit of a dynasty talk, if you will.
Nicely said.
And here's the thing that they've done this year. 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
3 appearances.
Got it.
Started the season terrible.
Not great.
Everyone writing them off.
I did.
Swift was the problem.
Love her.
But here's what they got. They got resilience. And each week after week, and we said it on the podcast. Mitch and I both said it. Week after week. A little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better. A little bit better. And if I take a page out of my El Partneriores book.
You may.
I don't know what language that is.
Neither do I.
But it makes sense. You got to ride a hot hand. And I'll tell you something. They are like this. And I said it last week. Compound interest is boring, but it works.
One of your best lines of all time.
And truthfully, I just think that the Kansas City Chiefs are just better and better and better and better and better. I think one of the greatest things that ever happened to that team was when they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When they just got the shit kicked out of them in that final game, and none of them could do nothing, and they really learned a lesson on a championship pedigree. You guys, the last thing is, we'll get to San Francisco, but then there's also a difference maker. They got a Greek guy.
That's true. Yes.
Okay.
I swear it's in my notes.
This is not right.
Well, I mean, it's a no-brainer for us. It's a no-brainer.
But they got a Greek guy.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. And he's good. He actually plays.
Good. He's great.
That's what I'm just saying.
So that's it. That's how I feel. Do you want me to move in? Do you want to jump in?
I'm going to.
How do you want to do
Kansas
this?
City. Everything you said about Kansas City, I literally have nothing else to add except for the one thing I'll say is that as they've been getting better, there is an X Factor component. And I know that
We're
been
X
played
Factor
up-
guys.
But dude, and to me, it's the Taylor Swift thing. And I know a lot of people are going, well, she doesn't play in the game. No, she doesn't. But if any of you watch wrestling, if any of you do, which we do, one of the best parts of wrestling is the pop. That's when somebody comes into the stadium or comes in when they're not supposed to be there and the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is leaving Japan to make it to the Super Bowl. She will be there. She might get there a little late. Maybe the team's a little down at that time. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But when she comes, it's
like Stone Cold's glass shattering.
Exactly. She will bring an X factor to this game that will be part of the Kansas City, help. It's going to help Kansas City no matter what you say. And when everybody in America, I mean everybody, and we're talking about young girls now, are going to be watching this game, there is a lot of pressure, and now we're going to San Francisco. Brock Purdy, he came fourth in MVP voting. So Lamar ended up winning, like we said. McCaffrey came third. The guy that came second with the most amount of first-place votes was Josh Allen. I'm just saying, weird. But Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, who, in my opinion, should have won MVP this year, but that's my point of view, is in the spotlight. He's been in the spotlight all year, but this is a different kind of spotlight. Las Vegas, Super Bowl, all the hoopla that's going on. Can this guy keep the momentum going? He doesn't have to be a superstar. He's just got to do what he's been told to do. A game manager. I don't really like it. I don't like that title, Dimitri. I just think that San Francisco is a German machine. It runs on efficiency. It has to run like a Swiss watch. It has to run at a certain caliber. And if it runs at the caliber, then with all due respect, Kansas City doesn't have a chance. But the big but is can it? Because one tweak will cause this whole operation to fall apart. The San Francisco defense has shown everyone they're not as great as everyone thinks. I agree with my partner. I think Kansas City's defense is better than their defense. I think that they have a better run game, but that's kind of where it stops. After that, it's up to Brock Purdy and that offense to make sure that it runs efficiently the whole time.
Yeah.
Dimitri, it's very simple now. Who do you got? Las Vegas, 2 weeks ago, put San Francisco -2, have them favored. The line, it actually started at 2.5. It has dropped down to 2. My personal belief is by game time, it should drop to about 1.5.
Usually,
I can't imagine that this will not almost be. I'm surprised it's not a pick 'em already. I got to be very honest
Well,
here.
it is a pick 'em, but the odds makers they got to give a spread, Mitch.
Right.
They can't come in shooting in with a -1.
Right.
They got to check the money flow.
So if you were
And
the
putting
guy,
it within the field goal is the way to
if
do
you
it.
were a money guy, Dimitri, who are you putting your money on tomorrow?
Well, first,
Yeah.
I put it where my mouth is.
Right.
Listen, I want to add one
Please,
thing
go
to
ahead.
the
Yeah, of
San
course.
Fran analysis,
Sure, of course.
which, again, as you so eloquently put, there's not much to add. You're 100% right on things. Brock Purdy showed that he will not be phased because when you're down twice in championship games, especially coming off of a big one, don't bother him.
Sure.
He'll play his game.
Agreed.
I'm okay with that. You're right with the whole machine, and if it all falls apart, here's the thing, and I'm going to say this because it leads into my pick for this year's Super Bowl.
I like it.
Listen, what San Francisco is not going to be able to do this game that they've been capitalizing on in the last 2 games is out coaching by coaching mistakes. And if you guys think for 1 second that you're going to walk into Las Vegas and think that Reed is going to make a clinical error, you're wrong. Kansas City by 6.
What?
Take them on the money, take them on the spread, and take them on a prop.
Oh,
I got the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
Likey. I like you where we going here.
You fall behind San Francisco like you have, you ain't coming out of that hole here.
No, that's true.
Okay?
I agree with.
That's just not going to happen.
Like my partner in crime, I will say this. I love this game. On paper, this could be the best Super Bowl of all time. It looks great. Best place. Like, what are the odds, right? Like, you're in Vegas. It's ready to go. Everything's... here's the thing. To Dimitri's point, both coaches are phenomenal. They're not going to do anything dumb. It's going to be a calculated game. 6 points. I like your 6, and I'll tell you why. Because that sounds like a defensive issue. Like, meaning could be a pick 6, could be a fumble, could be something that causes that rift. Because I actually do think that the line is pretty tight. Meaning, I think it's going to be around a 2-point game.
You know where I get the 6 from?
You know.
You know where I get it from?
Sure, where do you get it from?
1 point game.
Yeah.
Touchdown game break.
Ooh, okay. I have to agree with you. I like the fat man. I think he knows what he's doing. He's on his world to destiny. Shanahan, he's just right there, but he's also, we see this all the time. We've been doing this podcast 6-7 years, and the reality is we all want that underdog to win. We all want these dynasties to happen.
I put San Fran as the underdog.
I agree.
The underdog from a fan perspective. Look, it's a tragedy if a guy like Shanahan doesn't win one. But you know what? We have to also not adhere to the fallacy of law of averages. Just because the Buffalo Bills make it to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row doesn't mean the Buffalo Bills are entitled to win.
That's right.
Just because San Fran, but again, I'm saying this with high conviction right now.
Right.
But I actually don't truly believe in my own high conviction because it is a coin flip. Like, to turn around and be like, San Fran just beat the Chiefs by 4 scores. You're like, okay, like they're still pretty. Like we're talking like it's this, you guys.
Oh yeah, it's 100%. But this is where I was going to say, we've done this pod long enough where I love the underdogs when they win. I do.
Me too, yeah.
But too many times have I watched where I'm like, there's a reason the favorite's a favorite. And when you're Kansas City, even though they're the underdog in this technically, you're giving the defending champions 2 points. You're giving Mahomes 2 points. You're giving Kelsey 2. You're giving that defense and Reed and everybody else. Ladies and gentlemen, it's as simple as it gets. It's like aligning the star. The 5-star pick of the week and of the year. And it's as easy as that. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. You take your points, you put them in your pocket, you go to the casino, and you cash it in. Boom.
You're already there.
That's it. That's all I got to say.
Love it.
Now, there is a little segment that I created. Because it's Super Bowl, they're expecting $15.5 billion legally to be bet during this Super Bowl.
Okay.
And what do people bet? They don't just bet the money line, Dimitri. They don't bet just this and that.
Okay.
It's time for the Sports Show Rapid Banter edition of the NFL Prop Bets.
Oh.
Here we go.
Okay.
George Kittle over 49.5 receiving yards. Yes or no?
Yes.
Travis Kelce.
Game breaker for San Fran, by the way.
Travis Kelce over 70.5 receiving yards. I know. This one's tough. I think so.
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes over 261.5 passing yards.
No, huge run game.
I think so. Debo to catch over 4.5 balls.
Definitely.
Friday nights, maybe. Anyways. National anthem over 87.5 seconds.
Take the tie.
Take the tie. You know what? You could probably take a tie on that, right? Team to score first, Kansas City or San Fran?
Whoever has first possession.
First offensive play, pass or run?
Run.
And everyone's favorite, coin toss, heads or tails?
Come on, man. This is a tough one. You know, I'm always chasing the tail, but I love me a good head.
So which one was it?
Head.
There it is. Rapid Banter, prop bets.
All right.
And now we're off to Rapid Banter.
Okay, let's go.
Waste Management Phoenix Open is always played on Super Bowl weekend. Better day, watching the Waste Management from the 16th hole or sitting on the 50-yard line at the Super Bowl.
It's never a waste of time.
The Rock slapped Cody at the Vegas presser. Never let a man slap you or, dude, it was The Rock.
It was The Rock.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson won NFL MVP. Are 2 MVPs better than just one Super Bowl?
No.
With Belichick still looking for an NFL coaching job, should he look into the CFL?
Please?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
A woman was arrested last week for allegedly pleasuring herself at the local come-and-go gas station. Never leave her alone, or she was only doing what the sign suggested. I created that. That was me. I did this.
Well, no one can get a full tank anymore. You know what I mean?
Milwaukee is 2-4 since firing their head coach with the new coach. Can you reverse the firing?
Well, that worked out well.
Hey, Milwaukee, well done. You know, guys, we're having a great season. By the way, Coach, can I talk to you over here for a second? Second in the East. Giannis is on his way to MVP. Coach, just a couple seconds, real quick.
2 seconds.
No, grab your briefcase. Yeah.
It's okay.
No, grab it.
Do you have any other personal belongings? No, don't worry about it.
Better feeling, hole-in-one at the Waste Management 16 hole or game-winning touchdown at the Super Bowl?
I'm kind of thinking this gas station.
The gas station is what you want to be. Can you imagine if people just park there? Just a freaking crazy parlor place. Last one. John Cena trolled Drake this week about the picture of his snake. Should one man actually comment on another man's snake?
Well, yeah, I mean...
He put it out there.
Isn't that what we do when we hit the showers?
That's it. I agree.
It's a sports thing.
It's a sports thing. Dude, this week,
'Kay.
the internet was legitimately buzzing, right? This Drake thing was one thing. Super Bowl, WWE, everything going on. How about a little Tucker Carlson interviewing Putin? The internet was broken this week.
Oh, yeah.
Broken. It couldn't handle all this.
He was putting it in perspective.
So we're at Maga Malaka, and when Tucker went to Moscow to interview Putin, I said, hey, who should we want to interview one day? Or it's the double time. We talked about it last week, the Enhanced Olympics. Which Olympic events are you looking forward to be juiced up? Which side do you want to do?
You know what? I'm going to go with the interview one just because it's hot. It's
okay.
trending.
Sure.
It's you know, if you go to Moscow and you order a Moscow mule,
Yeah.
is it just a mule?
I believe it would just be a mule.
Can I get a mule?
Yep.
Right.
Can I get a mule?
Okay.
First person that I had on my list, Gretzky. Would you want to interview Wayne Gretzky?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Maga, for sure. Brady.
Yes.
You know,
Maga.
even though I say Maga for both of these, how intimidating would that be? I'd be so nervous. So nervous. Just saying.
I would be too.
Oh, here's one. Draymond Green.
Malaka. I could care less.
He could kill you during the interview.
No.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Have you seen my speed, Mitch?
Buddy, I'm just saying. So aggressive, that guy. What's his problem?
He's very aggressive.
Here's one for you. Kanye West just dropped his new album, by the way.
You know what? No.
Yeah.
No, Malaka. I've seen those interviews. I'm okay.
I feel like you'll ask him, hey, Kanye, what color's the sky? And then he'll talk about his car. Like it'll go in a completely different direction.
It's like having to eat dinner at someone's house when the dinner's garbage.
Now here's one for you. We mentioned him earlier. Craig Conroy. Would you want to interview Mr. Craig Conroy, GM of the Calgary Flames?
You know what, Maga? I would. I really, really would.
I feel like that could be 2 days in the making.
Yeah.
That's how much.
That's how. Yeah.
That's a lot
of content.
A lot of content.
Oh well, geez, there, boys.
Here's a guy also broke the internet this week. He only signed a $250 million podcast deal. Joe Rogan. I want to interview you, Mr. Rogan.
That would be a dream. That'd be a dream.
$150 million.
Buddy, it's unbelievable. But you know what? I always say the crazy part with these contracts is that they're giving him this money because they know they can make money.
100%.
That is scary. Like
that is.
I always say, like, people look at the contract, but people don't look at beyond the contract. There's enough money to be able to make money to give a like when you look at Messi's contract, Rogan's like anyone, you're like, oh my God, look what he got. No. Look what they're making, you guys.
Exactly.
Look past this.
So their stock. I saw this last night. I was working out and I put it on and I heard this. The Spotify stock went up. I can't remember what it went up from what. In one day, they made $8 billion.
There you go.
There it is.
There you go.
Here's $250 million, Joe. We made $8 billion.
You know, we're just trying to get the 250 subscribers.
You know, I can't sell 100 pizzas in a day, and this is what I'm getting over here.
It's a lot of pizzas.
It's a lot of pizzas.
It's a lot of pizzas. Listen.
Couple more.
One more. I was ready.
Last one. It's the most important one.
Oh, okay.
Justin Trudeau. Maga or Malaka? You know, I have questions. I don't know if I'd ask. I don't know if I want his answers. I just have questions.
You know what? I'd say Maga. I do want to interview him. Don't like the guy. It's no secret. But I would just be able to ask questions.
I get you.
You know, and you don't get that close.
No, not.
You know what's sad? He'd be more interesting than Kanye West. That's pathetic.
Well, it's because anyways. You know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. This is not the Peruse cast coming this summer. That's when we talk about.
I can't wait for that. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for you guys to listen to yet another great episode of The Sports Show. Thank you so much for all your listens. Thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to like us on all of our channels. It's Instagram, it's Podbean, it's Spotify, it's the YouTube. Next week we got the CJSW 90.9 FM show. That's always fun. In a few weeks we got some news coming your way, you guys. We really do. For all of you that either seen our GWO shirts, our Greek World Order, you can get them at McGuireShow.com on the shop. If you're a wrestling fan, we got the alternate commentary table. We're about to record it next. But until then, episode 293, it is one for the books, but we have to shove this very delicate flower into the locker because we got to hit the showers.
Boom. Have a great week, everyone. Enhanced Olympics, real quick. Just saying. Imagine Sidney Crosby on steroids. I'm just throwing it one. Just one.
Amazing. What are you talking about? Amazing.
Synchronized swimming. I'm just throwing it out. Last one.
Now, here's the only thing we got to do.
Last one.
What?
Synchronized swimming. Go ahead.
Maga. Buddy, everything's a Maga for me. There's not one thing that I don't want to see on steroids. Here, I'm going to say this.
Double luge.
I'm not telling you yet. Save it for next week.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Save it for next week.
I'm writing that down.
Okay?
Putting it down.
The CJSW show. I'm going to cue you because we need a good 5 minutes on this.
5.
I want to really hammer the steroids down for our radio friends.
Who does it? Have a great week. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
She don't know the difference between this and them. Now you about to win this. Well, freedom is so now.
We're Saved by the Bell by the Sports Show, playing every week. Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, Sports Show TV, at Sports Show Podcast. Amy, do it. At Sports Show Podcast.
Locked in.